Good afternoon, and welcome to DieDragonDie Presents The Legends Campaign, Episode 7. I'm your host and DM and resident frequent flyer, Marty. I'm joined by my friends and fellow gamers. If you notice that I'm talking a little bit slower today, it's because I spent some time in airports in the last week, and I seem to catch the cold that everyone else has on those planes. So I will endeavor to keep my energy up and things moving. But I apologize now if I have a bit of a sniffle. Feels like I'm always sick during game. Weird.
Sick bastard.
Yeah, exactly. I keep on failing my fort save against these horrible colds.
You're allergic to fun?
I...
Well, maybe he's sick of work and fun is the cure.
Right. I've got a fever, and the only...
The cure is more D&D, apparently.
The only cure is D&D, alright.
That's what I tell my wife.
Alright, so how was everyone's week this week?
Bought a house!
Nah,
Nice, congrats.
You bought a house? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
My week was fairly good up until I spent 5 hours today at IKEA.
The thing
Man,
is,
and that really grinds your gears, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
you spend some time at
You're ready for a
IKEA,
game.
and then you've got to spend more time at home with the IKEA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
to know
It's
your
not like
IKEA.
it comes installed and you have to just, put it there. No. That's what tomorrow is.
If only.
See, I went to
So
Ahmed's place once to see his new fence. He tried to make an
Oh,
enclosure
dude.
for his
Yeah.
cats.
Hey, that was a long time ago, okay?
So, I don't... Did you buy 2 of everything just in case?
Someone's being funny, Mo. Real funny, Mo. Look, let's put it this way. It cost a lot of money to learn how to put IKEA together. Now I'm an expert.
Do they have weird names?
That's broken.
So I know they have weird names for their products. How are the... I haven't bought IKEA.
Where do you think I got my drawings from?
Right. Put the doodad and the doohickey and the schwirpnimurd.
When I read it, it's like Schleichen, Huschen, Kleichen. Whoa,
Hold on.
What's going on here?
Slow down. It's not right.
They've got the best instructions, man. They're like,
This
the
cabinet's for kids. Why are you?
androgynous men things. Little
Okay,
dudes.
so IKEA house. Mark, how was your week?
It was all right. Hot at work, but whatever. We don't have air conditioning, so.
That sucks.
We do have a heat wave. It is 30-something here right now.
Yeah, it's 33 degrees
Oh,
here.
it's like
Man, it's freezing.
Translated into American, it's fucking hot here.
Oh, okay. All right.
82 is 28. That's one of the...
Oh, dear internet, I'm wearing a hat because that's my character thing. Not crazy.
It's 90 degrees.
What the hell?
okay.
It wasn't 90 degrees in Hawaii this week.
No, it's 90 degrees here. My new house doesn't have air conditioning.
I think
We're
it's-
blessed with being directly under the hole in the ozone layer.
Good job, Sudbury. You made an ozone hole.
Here's your achievement badge.
Here's your Chivos.
John,
You
how's
get a
your week?
longer growing season. Look at that.
Pretty good. Work's continuing to be work, but I'm settling in nicely, so... Aside from that, nothing.
Are you still playing Stellaris?
Yes, I am. My empire is vast and greedy, bloated with its own magnanimous. I have genetically engineered all of my citizens to do exactly what they should do for me.
Okay.
You sure you want to play a paladin?
Look, I'm getting out what I'm doing now, and then we'll play the...
Notice how, so I noticed one thing. It's like work is like meh, but you get them talking about their characters and their faces light up. They being players, right? So this is kind of why we do. Okay, turn on.
How was your week, Marty?
Yeah, I took a vacation, a long overdue vacation. Haven't had one in a while, and I went to Hawaii and basically had a vacation that only a single guy could do alone, which was do whatever he wants when he wants to. I went to the beach one day, and I'm like, this is way too hot. And I cut myself on my feet, and I just don't feel like being here anymore, so I went back to the bar. That was one day. In my experience, before it would be like, no, let's spend the whole day at the beach. I was done that particular day after an hour
Screw
and a half.
that.
Plus I burnt my my lily white skin.
Very willing.
Don't how you burn my willy. Tell me. This sounds good.
Okay.
My
Dude,
lily
it's
white
insane.
Scandinavian skin. The first day, I basically spent about a half an hour underneath an umbrella, and I had my knees sticking out in the sun, so my shins down were burnt for the first part of the trip.
No.
No. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how did I get a sunburn on my ankle?
Dear God, I'm half lobster.
Yeah, exactly.
How did this happen?
But I've got a nice. I kept out of the sun, or I use lots of sunscreen, so I don't look too bad. I've got spots though. Like there's a spot on my back that's kind of burnt in my ankles apparently. But I had fun. It was kind of like a relaxing trip, and it was good. And I watched playoff hockey while in the tropics, which was awesome.
It must have been cool.
Yeah.
You're like looking at it like, man, it must be so cool there. Like,
I just want to rub my nips on that ice.
I recall plenty of air conditioning when I was in Hawaii.
for my poor willy.
there were air-conditioned places. It was nice when there was something like the trade winds were coming through Hawaii at the time, so it was actually pretty breezy on most days, and it was pretty nice. But
Very nice.
D&D, we haven't played in a couple weeks. Good thing we
I'm fucking jonesing, man.
good thing that we type up journals, because I wouldn't have remembered what the hell happened last game. Last game,
Ahmed fell off a chair.
right?
Oh, I did fall off the chair.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Ahmed, did you send me something? Did you want to, before we move on with the actual game, you want me to look at a file somewhere, or
Yeah, go to Metalogs. Metalogs.
Metalogs?
Image log, Ahmed. There's 2 folders there.
How was
First
your week?
one was that was the one you guys saw. The second one is the backstory
He
images.
made cue cards for the backstory.
Okay, I'm only seeing image log from Ahmed. How was your week? There we go.
Is it meta logs?
Okay, so I'm gonna open it up.
I just don't see
Meta
it.
logs, image log Ahmed.
Okay, so Ahmed's made. Let's see how this shows up on the stream. Ahmed's made some cue cards.
God damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna flip this Twitch and see how it goes.
Let me just zoom into these. Oh, that's too far. Yeah, they show up all right. So these are the backstory cue cards. Let me use backstory. So is that them talking to old Mother Yarn? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And then Stematon Priest Initiation.
They gave him a badge. There you go.
The butternut trading post. Yeah, it was a weird scene. Not ogres, the trolls, the 20, and then Stumpworth being ripped in half. Yeah, I got that one. You realize you're gonna have to now do this for every game.
Yeah, no, that's fine. These are fun.
Stumpworth the third. Oh, you know what I realized is that 4th level druids or 3rd level druids do not have plant growth. You got away with something there.
3rd level druids?
Plant growth is a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
And then this is you two about to be stepped on.
Yeah, he's you know when you put a guy in a firing line or firing squad,
Yeah.
smoke cigar,
Blindfold. About to be executed.
blindfold.
And the flash coming out of Stumpworth's hand. Okay, so for those that haven't watched the previous episode, all of this stuff looks like just pure insanity. I'm not saying it isn't a little insane, but it's pretty cool. Why don't we do a quick recap of what happened last game using words?
As if that was necessary at this point.
Oh, right. That's awesome, Mohammed. Thank you.
Anytime.
So, as you recall, we basically did a bit of a D&D type experiment where the players at the beginning of the campaign wrote up these backstories, and then we had the idea that we would actually go back and play through these backstories. Some of them were one-liners, like, make it a sports movie, whereas others had, multiple paragraphs. And as a DM, I took these as kind of like pointers in the backstories of these characters, and we actually played through them. While the focus was on one character, the other players had fun building NPCs to kind of fill in the world around that character, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So go back and watch episode 2 through 6 for the player backstories. And basically at this point now, the players and I know more about these characters, kind of where they come from and what motivates them, and what they can do. Tonight, there is an orc-ish invasion of the town that they got transported to, and I'm going to test their mettle a little bit. I've given them their 4 or 5 games to get used to their characters and figure out, what their tactics are. I know the group hasn't figured out what the tactics are amongst the group, but tonight there's going to be... If the
Sink
party,
or swim.
if the party decides that they want to help these people, it's going to be pretty grueling.
Awesome.
Did we say good party? We might be neutral.
we might be switching alignments today. Let's find a neutral druid or cleric god.
So last game we played the second half of Lemio's backstory. These backstories started getting longer, and they kind of crawled into the next session. So Lemio was tasked as part of him being a Stematon cleric, as well as a druid of Yggdrasil, given the tools that he could go out and explore Yggdrasil, the Great World Tree, and to tend to it and look for dangers along the tree or things that threaten the tree itself. He was tasked to go and investigate a series of, or the source of tremors along the tree. For some reason, still, Lemio doesn't quite know, because he doesn't have enough ranks and knowledge of religion or other pertinent skills. The Stematon Council is really concerned with tremors on the tree, and they seem to really overreact or get very concerned whenever the tree moves unexpectedly. Kind of like when the tree experiences earthquakes. That's kind of what concerns them. So there was a series of tremors that were happening from a particular branch, a major branch of the 4th branch of Midgard, which is where Lemio is from, and where Stemaglen is. So, his quest was quite dangerous, as he was to investigate a far-off limb of the 4th branch of Midgard, also known as Fier de Gren. Before he leaves, Lemio visits his grandparents and Gemma Dree, his betrothed. His grandfather and grandmother have other gifts for Lemio, including some of his parents' trinkets. And a candy bar.
Delicious.
I'll just wait for a minute. How about that?
Looks like doo-doo, but it tastes really fancy.
He exchanges personal tokens with Gemma Dree. Lemio then sets out on the Yggdrasil with Stumpworth II. As part of the backstory, remember, Ahmed started off with Lemio III, so we kind of knew something bad was going to happen.
Stumpworth.
Sorry, Stumpworth III.
Lemio III.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Were we targeting the wrong NPC?
He reaches the butternut trading post without major incident. He speaks to a couple of strange fellows, Nut and Butter, who are the tenders of this shrine and outpost. At the center of the outpost is the Shrine of Ratatosk, and again, Lemio didn't quite know what that was. The traders speak of invaders, perhaps even giants, on the move. Lemio sets out once again to find signs of destructive activity, deep holes, pits chopped into Yggdrasil with iron tools. Abandoned campsites suggest man-sized humanoids. He follows the tracks and the depredations. One morning, Lemio is beset upon by 3 ugly trolls, Bogtrog, Dolo, and Roar. The trio has been assigned to the area. to basically guard a nearby bridge. During their roughhousing, Dolo and Bogtrog pull Stumpworth apart. Lemio saves his own skin by befriending and beguiling the three powerful yet idiotic trolls. Lemio convinces the trolls that they should battle their own leader, a two-headed troll named Bitespit, and claim leadership of the troll clans for themselves. They take Lemio with them to their camp. One evening, while they're heading towards the camp, Lemio consecrates the ground and regrows Stumpworth from his heart knot. Unbeknownst to Lemio, a white-haired wizard appears before Stumpworth III and gives him a rune-etched stone. Perhaps the white-haired wizard had something to do with the fascinating and very quick growth of Stumpworth.
1, 2, lots.
Lots.
11.
Lemio convinces the three trolls come morning not to destroy Stumpworth III. They end up carrying Lemio and Stumpworth back to the camp of an orc and giant horde. They wander through the teeming throngs of orcs, witnessing a strange ceremonial dance with 50 orcs wielding poles with decapitated heads on the end of them, and 100 orc dancers with axes and swords. Heavily armored warriors riding dire boars patrol the crowds as the priests call out to a god named Groomsh. It's in a refuse pit that they find a large war band of trolls lounging around in the garbage, with their leader at the center, a two-headed troll monstrosity. The troll chief berates the trio of trolls for abandoning their post at the bridge, and then combat ensues, because they're trolls. The three trolls, along with the aid of Lemio's spells, attack the troll chief. One of the spells that basically was the deciding factor of that was the incessant flaming spheres you kept on putting under him.
Spheres?
Yeah,
Nice
stopping
word.
his regeneration. As the battle ensues, the troll warriors jeering and hollering all around. The orcish ceremony reached its climax. The tree began to shake. Cracking noises began to emit from the vertical branch that the orcs and giants had been tunneling into, and something started to emerge. A titanic creature, a monstrosity of colossal size, with 50 heads wielding 100 blades. It emerged from the crack in the tree. It began to march through camp, crushing all beneath its immense feet, its blades cutting down anything in its path. Lemio and Stumpworth III tried to use the chaos to flee from the troll pit. Unfortunately, the great beast's path of destruction turned directly towards Lemio. As its great foot came down upon Lemio and his loyal tree companion, Stumpworth III, they are engulfed by a flash of light, transporting them to the runic stone atop the plateau of the Boslandic town of Runeshoyde. I think that's where we ended off last game.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. Yay, journal.
We could have just figured that out from Ahmed's drawings, but...
Right, so that was the last scene that he drew there. They make much more sense now. Yeah, the three trolls is pretty funny. Okay, so...
Uh-oh.
We actually played a bit of the adventure when they reached Runeshoyde. In the first game, it might be good of me to just sort of remind you what happened at that point. An ancient rune-covered menhir awakens with great magic, summoning 6 strangers by powers unknown. From far-off places and other worlds. Strangers arrive outside the great hall of Sailor Wormspine atop the plateau of the town of Runeshoyde. Their numbers include a muddied knight and his armored horse, that being Galith and his Mount Lamry, a large strong man named Uker with a puppy in his pocket, a gnome in a walking tree, that being Lemio and Stumpworth III. Now, is Stumpworth III actually large?
He's large now, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just...
He's stretched.
Yeah, he was scrunched. Or he's tall, whatever. A half-elven archer named Zildan, not Azuldan. An elven wizard named Oberon, and a dwarf in a bathtub named Lokrik. The powerful magic had addled their minds, as many struggled to remember from whence they came and even their own names. Luckily, despite different mother tongues, they find that they're able to understand each other, presumably a gift of the runestones that they carry. Also at the men here, they find a slain old man with white hair and robes. The man has no discernible wounds and is carrying a few magical trinkets. The strangers barely have enough time to get their bearings when they spot armed humanoids climbing the cliff face in the dark. The gnome identifies them as orcs. The strong man sends a number of them back down the cliff using firebombs to cut the climbing ropes. Hearing the noise, a local guardian named Ingrid Lyadottir, a shield maiden of Heimdall, confronts the party. After spotting other movement in the shadows and more foes at the bottom of the cliff, Ingrid and the strangers enter Sailor Warmbine. Inside, they find that the structure was built in part by using the bones of a massive dragon. The hall is adorned with large blocky statues of wood and stone, gods perhaps, plus many life-size statues of heroes and strange beings. Assassins, both orc and half-orc. The name of the half-orc that Ingrid gave, or the way that she called the half-orcs was orcneskor. Just something that might be interesting. Orc and half-orc attack Ingrid and the strangers. Had Ingrid been alone, she would have likely died. The combined might of the strangers defeated these infiltrators. Ingrid's quick explanations is that no one living in the town has traveled by ways of the stone or by ways of the tree. She thinks that the gnome is from the people of the lake. She recognizes the symbol of Yggdrasil. She asked if the party knew a group of, like, a list of names. They did not. She recognized that the strongman was somehow related to the hero, one of the heroes in Sailor Warmbine, or depicted in Sailor Warmbine, and that being Gezar. Most of the townfolk of Runeshoyde are gathered in the village commons for the funeral of the Jarlson. With a rise of alarm and sounds of siege engines bouncing rocks off stonework, Ingrid heads into the village commons. When the Muddy Knight goes to fetch his horse, he notices that more orc raiders are climbing the cliff face. Another melee ensues in the vicinity of the men here. The party
Can we skip the part where I fall off the cliff? Don't mention that.
Yeah,
forget that never happened.
You almost fell off the cliff. You didn't.
Every game. Here we go.
There we go.
Heights.
Hey, that's for the characters themselves to remember and chide each other over.
That's funny. I have a photographic memory.
The party sends half a dozen orcneskor axemen plus a doom priest of Groomsh back down the cliffside. After gathering their breath, they come to the realization that they've come to a town while it's under attack. And all the townsfolk may not have quite realized it yet, or they're starting to realize at the same time you are. As you are making your way out of Sailor Warmbine, one by one, each of you clutches your head and stumbles as you remember the horrible situations that you were in before transporting here. I believe at this point in time you all remember your names. And where you came from, and basically the seminal moments of your upbringing. Effectively, you're now your fourth level selves, and and you remember things.
There was a couple of really good scenes of like, "Halt! Declare yourself, fiend! My name's Bob. Who the fuck are you? Good question, fiend Bob."
I think. Quick question. I think we actually healed all our damage while we were in the house.
So
I think we did.
Why don't we take a moment? So on all of your tokens, you can go ahead and name your token your proper name. And some of your tokens actually still have damage on them. So.
But yeah, I think we healed those from.
No, I still have that damage. We don't have enough healing, like in our party, to heal the damage that we were taking. So, like on my character, on my daily bow, I've got
17?
I've used 6 rounds of rage. I'm currently on a mutagen. It's my second mutagen of the day. I've used my expeditious retreat plus my spare first circle potion. I've got 17 damage. I've used 2 bombs.
So feel free to take 3 rounds if you wanted to apply some healing from wands or potions. Go ahead and do that because you guys have been kind of taking a breather and waiting for people to.
Give it a sec here.
Yeah.
So what spells we've cast are still cast.
Yep.
Okay.
And you should have gained some spells by leveling. It's just you forgot you prepared them. Essentially.
I'm gonna lay on hands. I think.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, everyone. Come closer. Let me gather around. I'll heal you all.
Maybe we should use wands, says Lokrik in his sing-song voice. It sounds like there's much fighting left to do.
Do we have those?
Lokrik, I believe, started off with some wands. Give me a second.
Well, you have one up on me. I'm down to spells in a couple of channels. Oh, dear internet, I have an Irish guy.
No, you have a halfling.
So offensive.
Halfling who's Irishish.
Okay.
A gnome.
Sorry, Irish freaks.
Lokrik fishes out of it some of his equipment. He does have a wand, and he holds it out. I believe there are 10 uses left in this one.
I've got one here as well. Got about 25.
Ukar's just gonna chug a couple of Cure Light Wounds potions during this time.
Okay.
I've already used my healing and stuff, so.
I'm assuming we're taking average.
Yeah, you're out of combat, so we'll take average. Lokrik hits himself with one, because heal thyself. Medic.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Stumpworth and myself for 3.
3 rounds.
Actually, Azilden? Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Are you healed?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone is healed.
Azilden has 23 damage on his token.
Wait, did somebody burst?
Where?
No,
Where?
no, I didn't. I did not.
Okay.
You have to go to Runeshoyde.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well, that
See,
was
guys,
explain why
I'm fairly certain I did a burst that took care of his. That's why I lost 3 bursts.
No, we had a fight. We did some
I remember.
healing. I prepped a new mutagen. Then we had another fight, and this is like a continuation.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah,
there
fair
were-
enough.
there were
Okay.
several-
Okay, yeah, so I take it back. I got 23
Damn
damage.
it! Can't. I
Okay,
clicked
so-
myself and I.
So Lokrik goes over and he takes a quick glance at Azilden and Oberon. I guess Oberon's pointing at his wound. He heals the archer before he heals the wizard.
I'll turn my wand
you get
to
9
Oberon.
back. You get 9 back.
Thank you.
Azilden.
Oh, does he have like a big one?
No, he tapped him twice.
So
sorry,
10.
5-10.
I'll take a fourth round and heal Oberon.
Well, hold on. I gave you guys 3 rounds, and
He
something
goes-
happened.
All right, you gave us 3 rounds. Let's do it. What the hell is that?
Wait, so did somebody burst healing, or are we just individual
No.
healing?
Everybody's individual.
Okay, good deal. I'll heal Lamry for 8 with 2 lay on hands.
Okay. Why can't I find Lokrik? Give me a second. There he is.
He's underneath the darkness.
So what the hell is going on? I'm Lemmy, by the way. I finally remember my name. That's Stumpworth.
Ingrid is coming over with a gaggle, a throng of peasants, women, children, and elderly. There seems to be a large gathering. I have placed light.
Are they human?
They are human. Yep.
Do they need more light so that they can see? Because if you click on any human, they can't see shit.
Oh, give me a second. So Ingrid, let's say, do paladins have light spells?
I don't know if they get horizons.
I can't see shit, Captain.
You know what? She uses light via different power. She is leading. She's cast light on her sword, and she is leading. She's leading a throng of peasants and women and children and elderly towards Sailor Wormbine. You do notice that there's a lot of commotion over here. There are sounds of combat that are further into the city. They sound strangely distant. You're not too sure why. And there are some soldiers that are stumbling out of the shield house, or this place labeled the shield house, off to the side. They have torches lit. They look like they're just waking up, though. Like some of them aren't completely, don't have completely their armor on.
I blather at them in my native tongue to get their ass over here now.
Okay.
right.
All
right, thanks.
Nikunian.
Thanks.
Lund.
Thanks for the heads up there, pal. Lemmy's gonna jump up on Stumpworth. All right, everyone. In their language, which is.
I'm gonna mount my
There's their
horse.
language. Vaslandic.
Icelandic, yeah.
All right, everyone. The town's under attack by something weird like orcs. Come back, follow your shield maiden, and come back into cellar wormbine over here. We'll protect you.
The orc and orcneskor are attacking. The enemy can see in the dark, is what Ingrid says. We must light the beacons. Tell me that there's one amongst you that can make magical light.
Of course I can make magical light. Get the hell out of my way. Where's these beacons you want these lit?
Okay, so she basically, she's making a motion like move out of the way. These people have all stopped. They seem frightened of you, or at least in awe of the weird strangers. And then, the knight on the horse seems to also give them pause. Yeah, and the giant tree is
The giant walking tree. Love this.
A tree is not nearly as impressive as a knight in armor. God.
You do see some
Mommy,
children
what's the tree thing?
like giggling and pointing up at the little guy in the tree.
Come on, lads.
Is that a skraeling, Mama? For those that speak Voslandic, they're calling Lemmy a skraeling.
Did you want a diplomacy check there, Marty, to get people moving?
They seem to already be following. They seem to already be following the shield maiden. She's waving you out of the way.
Yeah, we get the hell out of the way. Well, I'm going to move stuff.
Which direction do we need to go?
Okay. The beacon. One of the beacons is over there, and she points towards what looks like a what shape should we make it? It looks like two pyramids stacked on top of each other, and somehow like a D8, and somehow it's just kind of like hanging there, like it's really, really strongly affixed. It does have runes on it that look a lot like the runes that were on the much more ancient-looking stone that you guys came from.
Stumpworth, get me over there.
At the top of the pyramid of the upright pyramid, however, it looks like it's made out of a different substance. It might be some sort of like quartz pyramid, triangular pyramid, maybe about the size of like two large hands together.
How high is that?
It's 10 feet at the base, so 15 feet off the ground.
Okay. I will get Stumpworth to run me over there.
Okay. Feel free to move your miniatures around.
Okay.
There are light and sight is set up, so
the sounds of. Could you unfire it over here?
I will cast light.
You want me to unplug?
I will cast light on one of these. I will cast light on Stumpworth, one of his leaves.
Marty, I took a level in linguistics to learn Icelandic. Maybe that's something like I just remembered now.
There might, at the end, depending on how you guys handle the situation, there might be a period.
There might not be any Volslanders left.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a heads up.
So,
the lights in my house just flickered, so I think a lot of people are using AC. I might lose it and then get it back. So if I do go out, I'll try to come back.
If he loses AC.
Oh, never mind. You never mind.
You'll become easier to hit, and therefore.
Oh no!
let me just check to see what other languages Ingrid can speak.
Where's the light source?
No, Ingrid's
light source.
Ingrid's dump stat is int, so it's Voslandic and Draconic.
Awesome.
Dragon Lady!
You probably don't know about the Draconic thing.
I put
I don't know.
Greetings! What languages do you speak?
Right, how many languages do you speak?
Marty, I put a torch light source on Stumpworth.
Okay. So he's carrying...
I cast light. I cast
it.
light on one of his leaves.
I'm going to
Stoneforth totally needs like a little lantern that we hang from one of his upper branches.
Yep.
We'll get with that. Yeah, sure. Oil lantern.
You can hear you can hear yelling, and you can see people. I'm not going to put miniatures down for every single person, but you do see people streaming out of this walled compound. The doors are open. It seems to be well lit, and people are running out. And you can see some of them are armed, and these guards are pointing like they're pointing towards you guys.
Are they pointing towards us?
Yeah.
Not towards this?
No.
Hands up.
I'm going to smack Azildin in the side and point to go this way.
Okay, now that you moved out of the way, the throng of peasants, they seem to rush up to the door, but with almost reverence or perhaps a healthy dose of fear, they're like respectfully entering. Like they were running, and then they got up the steps, and now they're slowly entering and looking around.
Everyone, don't get too carried away.
She
Let's stick
stops
together.
before you and says, "You better be friend."
I don't understand her, so I give her a smile and a nod. Yeah.
Give me a sense motive, because there might be some universal like.
Yep. 17.
Okay, you kind of get her just like she's going to trust you, and then she comes over and she says to these Voslandic guards, "They're on our side, orcneskor," and they seem to like they're gawking at you guys. It wasn't like they're running over to arrest you, even though Azildin's got his hands up. They're kind of gawking because you're strangers, perhaps. Maybe it's the tree. They seem really startled by the man on the horse in very heavy armor. You haven't seen anyone who's really heavily armored like you, Sir Galeth, in this town. At least not yet.
Backwards world this is.
So, and she yells at them, "Go, rally in the center!" And you notice that they start running off.
Give Azildin a smack and go the same direction.
Hold on.
I follow.
She's wandering over towards this beacon. Azildin.
Lemmy,
Right.
do you have the craft to make work of this infernal machine?
I can set it on fire if that's what you're asking.
Locric's seeing
Quite so.
what's going on there.
I just had to get my bit going there. Alright, I'm up back.
And then
Hey, look. Hey, short guy, do you want to jump up here?
Oberon's going to cast light on him on something on his possession. We'll say his staff, and then he'll start heading towards. He's going to go with the strong man and the. And
Go
all
with
the healers. All the healers are here.
Split the party. Split the party.
Step 1 in the crisis: split the party.
This is a sunstone beacon. You simply need to cast your spell and say this word. And she says basically the Voslandic word for
Dawn?
by the light of the sun, guide me at sea. It's kind of like a strange thing to say.
Okay.
But she touches the thing. She touches the side and casts light, and light begins to pour into the stone, and then the eldritch magic traverses to the top, where there is a praise check if you want to actually know what the strange pyramid at the top is made out of.
I care not for the value of your trinkets.
All
No,
right.
I don't. Let me just.
Locric's a
Not-
dwarf. Makes sense.
And what was it again?
Makes
By
sense.
the light of your beacon, guide me in the sea.
Lemmy cannot like these things.
Okay, so
No, sorry. As you were telling me this, my wife was telling me that there's like flooding in my garden or whatever. So I'm like,
okay, well, there's you just finished a big fight. Give me an in check
all right, yay. Damn.
to make the DM repeat something that he just said to you.
Yeah, I deserve it. I tell her, what was that again? I was in IKEA for 5 hours. Come on. 20.
Sure.
What is this realm of IKEA that you speak of?
By the light
Tis a
of the,
labyrinthians.
by the light of the
place.
sun, guide me at sea, and then you cast
Got
light. She does this one. She basically shows you how it works. So by the light of the sun.
I got it. By the light of the sun, guide me at sea. And now the question is, will Spark do it?
Now, she casts spellcraft. DC.
Ooh, I might have that.
15.
Nope, I don't have that.
Spellcraft.
How does magic work? I'm a paladin with plus 0
18.
spellcraft.
Yes. What did she cast?
She cast a cantrip called Light.
Okay, I know it.
She cast it 18? Yeah, she's an arcane caster.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
She didn't,
so
her armor didn't screw up her casting. And the brilliant eldritch magic flows into the stone and goes up and hits the top part that Lokrik knows is actually called Sunstone, and it just begins to cast out this brilliant energy. And I'm going to basically put a torch down, and you've got the equivalent of like a daylight spell now beaming off of.
Ooh, 60 feet.
Yeah,
I think, right?
It's a 30-foot with a 30-foot shadow.
Nice, nice.
And I'll unfog more of this around the tower. You can see that this particular southern tower is overlooking a rocky cliff that leads down.
Just a guess, but I'm going to guess that all the towers are overlooking rocky cliffs that look down.
Yep. There's some that are.
My tower's in the bottom of a valley.
That's a stupid place for a tower.
There's one other beacon on the upper level, one in the mid, and two down below. They must be lit, is what she says. She turns around to basically she's speaking to Lemmy because he seems to be more of a caster. The people of the village will know. They'll muster, and they'll have a chance to fight the orcneskor in the dark.
all right, let's do it then.
And she points in a direction which is this way. The next beacon's over there.
All right. Is she talking? Is this so? Question, Marty. Sorry. This yellow box, is that representative of something different than this? Oh, somewhere over there. All right, sure. Let's go. All right. We're on our way. Said there's 5 in total or 4 in total. Yeah, I know. My brain's there. All right, 1d20 plus int. All right, 14.
One in the top, one in the mid. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, there's a total of 2 at the top, 1 in the mid, and 2 down below, is what she said.
Okay. All right, I'm assuming we're at the top. Let's go get the other one, then go for the mid, then go for the one at the bottom.
She starts heading in this direction as if she's going to go make sure that there are no more orcs that are climbing the backside of the building where she just sent all the innocent folk. Meanwhile, Uker, Azildan, and Oberon, they have some wounds still. You notice that the townsfolk have gathered in this. It looks like an auditorium of sorts, perhaps a field where you could do training or maybe even like full-fledged plays. It's like a multi-purpose town center. These are basically covered seating areas and buildings, as well as a gazebo. It's a roll for initiative. I mean, no, I'm kidding.
That's how they want to play it.
It's the dread gazebo. Okay.
You must face it alone.
Oh, the ghost gazebo. They can only go through in a full moon.
You notice that there's this really, really drunk guy that seems to be trying to make sense of things as the soldiers that you sent running over are joining this group of people. As there are other people that are streaming out of in panic, headed out of this field of blood and metal.
These pillars, those are steps?
These are steps going down, so from the outside it just looks like a palisaded building. With there are front gates that are here. And people are streaming out of it. You see this really, really... I think we should fight. We need to be brave. And send All right, almost.
Uker's going against the flow of wherever the people are going. If they're running from something, that's where the bad thing is.
Why are you going this way?
Okay, so you're going into the
Safety
building where
appears
people...
to be where they're going.
No time for safe.
All right, are you going into this area then, where people?
Yeah,
Okay, so
apparently that's the way to go.
Uker's pushing his way through the crowd. People do give strange looks to the elves. You realize that there's no particular combat going on in this area, but this is definitely where all the villagers had gathered. There is a replica of what looks like a longboat with a young boy, no older than 10, dead, lying like in the middle of the barge.
Cultists killed them.
There's all sorts of like firewood and casks of oil and weird flowers and things that are placed amongst him. You do notice that there are a number of warriors. Some of them look quite competent. There's one guy that was just standing as people were getting out. He was trying to like coax them to go out, and he turns towards you and goes, "Are you're strangers?"
What's he speaking?
Voslandic.
Does anybody speak Voslandic out of these three?
Nope.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back.
You got me at the
Get the Ooga Boogas up!
Hello.
Normally, when Norsemen encounter people who don't speak their language, it doesn't end very well.
My name is Azildan.
What are you speaking?
Lo Agroven.
Alright.
Okay, you notice him slowly reaching for a battle axe on his back.
Uker waves off the battle.
Oh, you folks.
Uker holds out his axe and Uruk! Uruk!
No, that's an axe.
He's identifying himself as an orc.
And then make a motion like a little choppy motion.
Oh, I'm not an orc, he's an orc.
Oh, wonderful. It's actually, Oberon does not have the accent. That's a Groven, my bad. Yes, these primitives, is what Oberon says. In Elven to Azildan, give me a sense motive.
Okay.
It's your father.
Oh my god. Pretty low level for your dad.
But this is episode 1.
Technically episode 7.
22.
Boros seems to understand, Oberon.
Oh, you speak this gibberish.
He nods slowly. A few words. You're from the lake.
Let's get Watercar.
Lakelanders is what he says. I'm friend of Lakelander. Boros is what he says.
Oh, all right.
He says something that's like, you know, it's like a title, and he points to a guy who's now having a heated conversation with a guy who's wearing a diadem. Nobody else in this crowd is wearing a diadem.
Okay.
Kravjanvan, Harion, Bjorn. And he's pointing to the guy with the. He's basically saying that he's Bjorn's man.
Okay.
Orcneskor.
Ask him where the light are. Big light.
Yeah, you guys have to talk. You have to talk for Uker, basically.
Good choice, guys. Good choice.
Uker, like, elbows Azildan. Ask him. Ask him.
People are streaming by you. They're kind of avoiding the massive bearded man. I'm going to change his name to Uker.
Oh, but I still. Oh, shit.
Oh, what's it? Massive bearded man with brother. Yeah.
Yeah. People are moving by. The Jarl actually says, and I guess you guys can't really understand him. He draws his blade, and he yells out to the crowd, and basically all the armored warriors in this group, including Bjorn and some of these other rougher-looking folk. There are women warriors amongst them, which is interesting. They begin to follow their Jarl out of this place.
Well, big man, if you're looking for a fight, I suggest you follow that man. He looks pretty determined to kill something.
I grab Azuldan by the shoulder and follow along.
What? You can't see in the dark or something? You don't need me. You can find it just fine without me. Just follow the screaming, you'll find them. Don't
Boros just
worry.
basically tugs Uker out of the way. He kind of moves you back and stands with you. He has a quick conversation as Bjorn goes by. Bjorn does not look happy as he's following this group.
Small con.
The Jarl glances at you. He mostly,
I give him a warrior's nod.
Yep. He continues like there's you're beneath him sort of thing. He's not dressed like a warrior. He's got more like aristocratic clothing on. He does have a sword at his side, a much more slender sword than what these other warriors around him are wearing, like thick broadswords and long swords. He's got like kind of a poking weapon.
Okay.
His wife or his consort is following behind. She does have her hand on the pommel of a dagger that is at her belt. Otherwise, she's dressed in the black garb of somebody who is at a funeral. They're still having this back and forth conversation as he's walking by, and Boros says, "I stay with you. I show you where light is." The Jarl leaves, and his group begins to get to this point, where there is now a conversation happening between these three guys and the Jarl. At this point, Lemio and Sir Galeth, along with Lokrik, huffing and puffing to keep up.
Actually, I offer Lokrik to jump up on Stump. Stump, do you want to give him a hand? I don't know if he takes it or not.
No.
Okay.
He's getting his bearings. He doesn't want to.
He was nude a minute ago.
Yeah.
No, he's wearing something, isn't
Well,
he?
a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
You got a chain shirt on or something.
So what? All of the people have fled into this building.
It looks like a very large group of people. Maybe about 20 or 30 of them have fled into this building.
Okay.
You've got the Shield Maiden Ingrid, who looks like she's checking out the cliffside cautiously, and you've got large groups of people here gathering.
Okay.
This looked like some sort of barrack, and I'll expose more of the town as you can see more of it.
Barracks to the east. Okay.
Tell bold men about ninja.
I'm gonna light a torch, so I'll hold it in my one hand with the shield and reins in the other.
Okay.
Go ahead and mark off a torch on my
Sure, I
sheet here.
just added light to Galeth, which gives Stumpworth and Lemio and Lokrik some time to catch up with you guys as you stop to light a torch. At this point in time, it looked like they were like having a quick conversation. Perhaps these were leaders of guards. They looked similarly dressed, but it looked like the men were kind of looking up to them. It's at this point in time that somewhere in the middle of the town is now being lit up by what look like flaming boulders that are flying from the north into the center of the town. So
that's unfortunate.
I'm going to zoom out. The boulders came from somewhere. Here, let me zoom and I'll point and I'll kind of show you. The boulders seem to come from somewhere over here. And they're landing in this vicinity. There are at least
Those are-
there are at least 2 siege engines, or 2 things that are throwing boulders.
That's some RTS range artillery there. Bloody short.
You can hear
Yes,
you
yes,
can
it
hear
is.
screaming, and you can hear that there's panic word that you get the sense that orcs are already in the town, and the
Alright.
distant sound of battle.
Okey doke.
Start walking towards where the fire goes up.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I suggest all of us stick together. We gotta find the other 3 idiots.
Hurry up!
All right, so you can hear Uker yelling.
Hurry up!
He can't see us, can he?
No, you can hear him yelling.
All right. Could you guys mind if I move us?
Sure.
All right.
The Jarl,
Fine, then.
along with his host of guards, begins not heading towards where the danger and where the sounds of fighting is, but they begin heading this direction.
What?
Gallop, gallop, gallop.
Does physics... If the rocks is coming from over there, shouldn't the guards be going, in a that-wardly kind of direction?
This group of guards is heading in this direction.
If I was to guess, I'd say they're probably heading somewhere to protect something.
Hooker smacks his own ass.
All right,
you.
We've been given a mission.
Says, whoa! He sees the guy on the horse and the walking tree and the dwarf. You
All right,
friend is what he says in Elvish.
right. We're friends with you. My name's Lemmy. We showed
Let
up
us
from behind
accompany the town militia.
Showed up by a stone.
Look and look.
We should move. We should move, my friend. I was asked to relight all the torches around the town.
He looks up at the armored man sitting on the horse who speaks his tongue, and he just gives you a wide-eyed grin, like yeah, I get to fight beside that. Well, in medieval fights, it would be the equivalent of like, yeah, I get to fight beside the tank.
Hey!
Yeah.
Boris. Let's get going.
Gate.
I s-
He points off in this direction and says gate.
Uber's
Alright.
pointing emphatically at where the fire is going up.
Does anyone here move less than 30?
No.
Okay, so let's all just move as a group.
Locric might.
There are people still streaming out of the field. Some people are taking cover in these bleachers. There are others that are running for homes, and there's kind of chaos.
Locric moves at 20.
Locric. Hey, Locric, do you want to get... actually, so does Locric. Locric, you're gonna slow us down. Get up here on Stompworth.
I won't slow you down. Where's this light?
Alright, fine.
Time's wasting.
Okay. Lemmy's gonna start moving to up north. He's going to carefully move Don't kill anyone, Stompworth. Just move slowly through them.
Locric just seems to nod.
I assume
as
they make way as Stompworth moves?
yeah, they're scrambling out of Stumpworth's way.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Never have to leave the force behind. It always comes with you.
Okay, as you turn the corner, you realize that there's a strange scene. None of the people there in this confrontation are orcish. But there appears to be a man, a very fat man. He's in plain robes, aside from what looks like perhaps a golden holy symbol around his neck, and a bunch of angry townsfolk that seem to have cornered a half-orc woman around the Sunstone Beacon. For those
Does she have weapons?
Okay.
no.
Hey?
She is dressed in kind of like a homespun
Hey.
peasant's dress. It is pulled tight at the waist. You can tell from this far away that she is female. She looks frightened. She's actually got her hand like she's trying to hide from the men who are yelling at her and like spitting at her and kicking dirt at her. The men do have what look like some tools. Maybe some of them have knives.
Who's got the
Gallup urges
biggest
his horse ahead into the
stick?
midst of them.
That would be you. Actually, the biggest stick would be Stumpworth.
Okay, so
Out of the way! Me coming through!
I always knew that the orcneskor were here. How did they get into the town? It was you, traitor! Get the bitch! Get her!